Okay, so I did my research on teaching children with autism to read for meaning, challenges, and possibilities. The overview of the article that I read was the purpose was to examine what makes reading for understanding challenging for children, especially the children on the autism spectrum. The article discussed cognitive skills and processes that are involved in gaining meaning from text and provides reading comprehension interventions for children on the spectrum. The author's perspective, they basically said that emphasis makes it difficult for children to be able to what kids on autism spectrum to comprehend inferences because it might be due to the author limiting resources in whatever they're reading, or it could be the student's working memory. The child might not know when to draw inferences and focus on the words rather than the meaning. Comprehension monitoring is prompted by high standard for text coherence, and also story structures can also be a challenge because ASD students are unable to determine characters' motives or identify with characters' emotions or perspectives because of theory of mind deficiency. Um, the authors also mentioned that there is evidence that children with ASD benefit from instruction in natural setting using authentic materials and rewards, uses of many support materials, premeditated instruction, and computer assist instruction. Um, you will need to be using evidence-based reading instruction that uses meaning focused interventions such as collaborative learning activities in which peers quiz each other on vocabulary and factual recall, or play a game based on reading materials. Students with ASD can benefit from prompting or calling their attention to relevant details. Children with ASD can be taught abstract concepts, including emotions, which contribute to reading for meaning through a computer animated tutor. Most of these things are general things that we probably do in the classroom already, whether we have ASD students in there, so it should be easier to use to adjust to if you have a student in autism that is autism in your classroom. Well, at least I use these because you have ESOL students and ESC, so I think the accommodations is the same across the board. My opinion, I agree with the authors of this article. The list of things mentioned on why children with ASD have a difficult time reading for understanding is what a lot of children struggle with. But due to children with ASD are typically delayed in their language development and memory impairments, they struggle a little bit more and need special accommodations. Children with ASDs benefit from thorough instruction approaches such as direct instruction, collaborative learning, and computer assist instruction. Children with ASDs prefer expository text such as science text because it's more abstract and social reasoning demands. We know that science is more hands-on than we with any other subject. We have to really have to find things to make reading and math and all of those things to be hands-on, where science, you have your labs and things like that, so it gets them it has more components to it. Children with ASD may benefit from cues such as what happened to characters in the past to improve their understanding. Implications that I will implement in my classroom is using collaborative groups like Think, Pair, Share, or Jigsaw. I will use direct instruction and small group rotations where I will have a teacher led, and then they will leave me and go do their independent work, and then go on their blended learning. Sometimes within the teacher led, I kind of let them do their independent there. So when they go back to their desk, there, we have those students that just forget everything that you just taught them or directions. And if I have students like that, I kind of let them do the independent work there, and then they would just go do a blended learning activity um, instead of the independent work. So also use a lot of visuals, keep anchor charts up in the classroom, a word wall, the lesson of the day on the board, on your focus board. And here is my references as far as the title where you can find the article that I read.